I'm delighted to say that I'm here today in Broughton with the effervescent Keri Muldoon, Typhoon Muldoon as we call her at Salford Media.
Really?
A force of nature. She is the Salford Citizen of the Year, an award which she fully deserved for all her charitable work, community work, so many jobs, and also a lollipop lady. Get that in. But she's now volunteering at the MIF. Could you tell us about your role there?
Yeah, Manchester International Festival again, guys, starting today, 29th of June till the 16th of July. We've got lots and lots and lots of events going on. The festival square itself is new now, where it was in town last time at Cathedral Gardens. Now we are situated on Water Street, Manchester, where kind of Castlefield area where the old Granada Studios used to be. So now it's been taken over. Well, we've not been taken over. We've got sponsors now from Arriva, so it's now called the Arriva Studios for Manchester International. So that's all happening. And then we've also got lots of shows going on at home, Camerata, all the different venues in Manchester. That's all going on for the next 3 weeks. I am here today as Manchester International Neighbourhood Organiser to talk about Ryan Ganders, the find, with over 200, I think it's 210,000 coins that was to be placed in Manchester at 3 locations. But because we're the neighbourhood organisers, there's quite a few of us. There's a couple that are in Rochdale, so I suggested that let's bring it out and spread it about a bit more, because really we want some for Salford. I want the Salford people to find them. So my idea was to get maybe 2,000-3,000 coins and scatter them all over Salford, give them to individuals, say get them round in your towns. But it was allocations for one park. So what I did was sent in all our parks, Green Grove, North Bewley. So they've come up with Peel Park. So on the 1st of July and the 8th of July, I have got the happy task at 8 o'clock in the morning on my day off to drop over 1,500 coins. They're in sets of 3, and they have different words on either sets of the coins. I actually should have picked 3 of the coins up to show you.
Well, I read a piece about Ryan Gander, and he said that the coins, I've got to quote this, he said the coins have on them words of wisdom, and they're supposed to guide you in any decision-making process that you make. And fortunately, Keri, for you, I have 2 in my pocket, which you showed me before.
Yes.
Now, this one, it says, listen.
Yeah, I've got
That's a
the
bit apt,
listen
isn't
one.
it? And what does yours say?
Listen and speak.
That's 2 words of wisdom,
And then
isn't
I think
it?
the other one's together, solo. And the I can't remember what the other one is because my brain's going too fast. But basically what it is you get your head out of your phone and you can go and look round, you go walk around nature. Basically I see it as bringing art out of the galleries into open spaces. Yeah. That's how I kind of see it. And it's accessible for everyone. And I think it's kind of a good thing. That's why I've opted to, not like I wouldn't do it if I didn't think it was a good thing, but I wanted to get our Salford people involved because I think this is something that they should be involved in, because there was only 3 places in Manchester that was going to do the drops. So now there's going to be loads more places. So everyone needs to come. It's going to be going on within the 3 weeks from the festival. So you've got from the 1st to basically the past the 26th or the 28th to go around Peel Park, have a look, see if you can find any of these. Are going to be stashed everywhere, on benches, on ledges, wherever possibly we can find them. They're going to be in the sets of 3.
What about the library, though? Like your place? Are you allowed to put them in buildings?
Not really, no. We've just been allocated basically we've got a map, so it's like a square of just a park bit. It's basically where just up to where the student uni bit is, where the 2 blocks are, and then round up to the stairs, and then up to the stairs at the gallery bit, so it's all down below. Basically situated on the park, but not on the football field because can't leave them on the floor. So we need to basically find places where they're accessible and people are going to find them. It is basically like a treasure hunt, yeah. And it's a really good thing. I've got loads of kids going around to look at them, and they're actually collectible items as well. And I think it's zinc and alloy, and they're the same shape as a 10p piece.
Might fit in the machines.
I thought that this morning. I thought they must have tested them, haven't they?
Yeah.
To make sure they don't. But I'll do that anyway.
How many coins have you been allocated to how should we say, distribute?
Yeah, so I've got to distribute all together. I've got 1,500 to do on the 1st of July on the Saturday morning at 8 o'clock, which I've got, I think, 4 or 5 helpers to come and help me, like, stash them all about. And then I've got another drop of 1,500 on the 8th. So basically keeping it stashed up.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're basically there for over the 2 weeks of the festival. That's the idea, really. So, yeah, it's a really good thing, but the point of it is basically if you're walking down the street and you've got something on your mind and, you know, you want something answered and you can't make up your mind, you flip the coin and the coin then depicts it for you. I'm going to do this. Do we need to be with this person? Do we need to be with that person? Flick it together solo. Your solo turns over. Some people might live that way. I need to flick this. This is speak and listen. I wonder which one I need to get.
This just says listen. Which
Speak
I'm doing.
and listen.
Oh, it does say speak and listen, yeah.
So,
It's a bit like Luke Ryan, the Dice Man, isn't it? The book, The Dice Man, he lived your life by the rolls of the dice. Similar thing.
Ryan Ganders, I don't know the guy, but I have read up on a little bit of him, because I didn't know nothing about him at all. I know, like, he was from Salford, and he's kind of bettered himself. He is in a wheelchair, but he doesn't kind of depict himself as being in a wheelchair. And that's kind of like a really good mindset to have, because it's really a hard thing when things aren't accessible when you're in a wheelchair. And he's also got like a cognitive mind, a bit like mine, very fast, and does lots of projects at the same time. So I kind of like the guy, even though I don't know him. So possibly get to meet like Ryan as well over these next few weeks, as I am doing his work.
So if you're watching, Ryan, come and meet this young lady.
Yeah.
So basically, get down to Field Park on Saturday.
From the 1st.
On the 1st.
On Saturday the 1st of July.
After 8 o'clock. Don't be following around like a mad stalker. just make your own way. Make it your own adventure. Take your family with you. Take your kids, someone else's kids.
Yeah, even if you're going...
Find these coins. They're great. It's a fantastic thing. And yeah, it's getting the community involved in art. And what's wrong with that?
Yeah, and it's also getting Salford involved, because if I wasn't here, it wouldn't be happening, and I know that for sure. So I like to think that that's a really good thing that we're bringing us in, because we deserve to be in and to be picking these coins up. You can wander around in the evening. It doesn't have to be any precise time. Just go for a wander around the park, and that's the idea. Put your phone down, put your phone in your pocket and look around at what's around you. You never know, you might just find more than the coins.
Then we'll leave it at that. Keri, thanks for speaking to us.
You're welcome.
It's always good seeing
Yeah,
this girl.
that's yours.
Force of nature. I wasn't shaking your hand for what it was. Force of nature, this girl. And she does so much for Salford. And as she so quite rightly said then, without her intervention, Salford would not have had a participatory role in the MI.
And it's a shame, really, because we should have.
Of course.
It's
And we have
basically
down
only
to
up the road.
We've got one down to this girl.
So, yeah.
Cheers.
And I know I scare most of them. You know, when I go to the
Can't think
meetings
why.
and this, that and the other, and I'm so, like, not like everyone else, but I just can't keep my mouth shut. And I always say, I don't mean to be rude, and something rude comes out, but that's the whole point. I like to say, like, you can't leave us behind, because it's even now with the funding, they're funding us to have this job, and they're getting paid by Esme Fairburn. And basically now I'm saying to them is, why are we not already situated in your building? Because your tick box criteria is so community orientated, yet you've got nobody real fighting that corner. So they're like that, but they're also like that.
I think that sums it up for us, boys and girls.
Yeah.
Cheers.
International Festival 2023. Yay!
There you go. We got a yay.